Hi there, Tara Doyle-Enneking, the CEO and President of the Puyallup-Sumner Chamber of Commerce, and I am here with some great news. As we continue to provide our influence in the community, we have recently established a chamber foundation. The Puyallup-Sumner Chamber Foundation has the mission to leverage community resources and relationships to advance workplace opportunities and professionally develop future leaders to create a holistically healthy and vibrant community. Yes, we are new. Yes, I still have to refer to that. But honestly, there's a lot packed into that statement, and it's very intentional. As a chamber, we lean into the ABCs of the chamber world, which is advocacy, business resources, community collaborator and connector. We develop leaders. We play a role in economic development. And hey, we have fun festivals. But one of the things that a foundation does, different than a chamber as an organization, is it gives us the designation of a 501c3. A 501c6, which is what our chamber is, allows us to lobby and advocate and really be the champion of business, putting forth business interests. But because of that lobbying and political aspect, it negates us from opportunities to attract different grant opportunities to develop out some of our programs. So by having a foundation, we can really lean into some of our programs that deal with that developing of leaders and that workforce gap. And so today I'm really excited I have two guests today. I have Vanessa Barr with Accessibath. I'll let you introduce yourself in a moment, but she is serving on our executive board as our vice chair. And then we also have Chris Sieg. I like to formalize your name there, sorry. Chris Sieg is here with the Puyallup School District. And these are two key partners. They are both serving on our board. And as we work our way into this interview, you're going to learn a little bit more on the integral role that they're serving on the board and the why. But first of all, welcome. I'd like you both to introduce yourself, just a little bit about your background and your interest maybe in serving on this board. Chris.
My name is Chris Sieg, and I'm the Assistant CTE Director for Puyallup School District. And I just started recently in July. So I came from Tacoma, was there for 10 years, and helped create, coordinate, and support all of our work-based learning programs. So that's kind of why they brought me here to Puyallup, and why it's such a good spot for me, because that's the priority of my position, is to develop, create, and support all our work-based learning programs that don't exist yet. And so this was a perfect match to be introduced to you, Tara, and an honor to be a part of this group, because a perfect match. We've got a huge need in our region for future employees. And although we're not a business as a school district, one of the things that I say sometimes is we do have a commodity. Yep. It is the future workforce.
Our asset is our future. Absolutely. The human capital is our future. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and part of the reason that one of the initiatives the foundation is finding, it's really hit a trigger point. U.S. Chamber of Commerce statistics state that if every available body was to fill every open seat or open employment role, we would still fall short 30%. So there is a significant gap with our aging population. There's a significant gap with a generation that likes to have gigs rather than careers. And so we really do have to look at this population that's in school now and talk to them in a way that their new vernacular is looking at other alternatives other than just a college as the next step. So I know one of the programs that's sort of rising to the top right away and gaining more traction than I would ever thought so quickly is the Chamber Career Academy that we started. Vanessa, thank you for naming that. Why don't we introduce you really quick before we get into that?
I'm Vanessa Barr. I'm Vice President of Edge Construction and Accessibath, and I'm a mother as well. So this Career Academy speaks to me on a personal level as well. I would say probably the part I'm most excited about with the Career Academy would be our mentorship program.
Yes.
And
we're on that. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what that aspect might look like?
Yeah, of course. So on the mentorship aspect, I think a big part of it is my involvement with the Chamber of Commerce already. And we know that we have this huge network of professionals and industry-specific professionals.
Right.
So knowing that we can tap into that, and we have people who are going to be pre-vetted and really experts in their field who might want to come on and really take a one-on-one partnership with the students in our community.
Yep, and I think Cascade Christian is another organization that we've already got in touch with, and they're ready to tap into our database right away. And if I understand, the students that participate in that program are also establishing or getting school credit for it.
They will. Cascade Christian actually has an existing program, and it's accredited, but right now their mentorship aspect was lacking in the sense that they were doing all the legwork. So if they were going to partner somebody with one of their students, they would have to go out at that time, find them themselves. They were doing a ton of work to try to make sure that they found somebody. And then, how do they know that that person has really the time commitment to make, and we would be able to offer them just this huge network of professionals who sorry, falling
we
on
have
me.
something falling off the wall, but that's okay. You're creating energy. It's good.
We're going to be able to provide them with this large network of people who are able to really take on that role as a mentorship, and I think our chamber is the perfect place for that. We have so many passionate.
So often I say we don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Let's just lean into our partners, and we play our role, they play theirs, but we certainly are the ones that can provide them that network and that database to make their program a success. So I'll back up a little bit. So the Chamber Career Academy, again, focusing on workforce is sort of what this foundation has decided as a board to kind of concentrate on immediately. And if you can envision sort of 4 areas, I don't know in which way this is showing up. There's 3 identified here, but essentially we will be talking to students most likely in the sophomore, senior years. Again, we're tapping into our school districts to really determine all the logistics on what really is going to make this program a success, and so they'll help us determine what ages to target. But really, Chamber Career Academy will be have 4 facets. Number 1, it's that mentorship program that Vanessa was talking about. So imagine you're a student and you're kind of living in your own little world, in your own little cell phone, computer world, and you've got your friends and your parents, and maybe you don't adult a whole lot or have a lot of adult communications. Maybe through the school you're offered those opportunities. But boy, what a great opportunity to pair you with an industry expert, if you will, a business owner or an industry leader that can really, kind of give you a show and tell to their business and describe to you their pathway, talk about the different options of how to conduct yourself in an interview, just give you life lessons and tips along the way, and just truly serve that mentorship role with that business hat on, if you will. So that will kind of go through a school year program, if you will, or at least a semester. We'll have some content associated with it so that the mentor and mentee know how to have that relationship together. Then the second part will be that we will be creating industry-specific videos. So with the help of the school district and workforce development, the U.S. Chamber, we're really trying to identify what industries in the future are going to have significant gaps. And those are the industries we really want to kind of target and really make sure that our students know are great options for them, because A, there's a need, B, you might be getting paid very well because of that need. But we really need to put that in front of them in a way by tapping into our chamber community. Let's say, you're going into the electrician field. We have Cannon Electric, for instance. Bonnie is on our board. She and her husband own Cannon Electric. So what we would be doing is creating industry-specific videos that would talk about that industry. And so these would be shown throughout the year, we're hoping, through the career, or that what's the senior class called that people typically take before they graduate? It's sort of that good luck in the big world and here's how to adult kind of class. I know. Career development. If you don't,
career development. Yeah.
I don't know specifically what you called, but I know back in my day we had it, and I have heard whispers that there is still some curriculum that you try to move your seniors through. So we hope to show those videos as a series throughout the year. Just again, kind of planting the seed a little bit more. But really the leg, or the real beefy part of the program, is that we will be creating these summer camp experiences. We hope to engage maybe 8 businesses, so maybe 8 weeks. During each week, there will be a different business we go to. So let's use Cannon Electric as an example. Also, Elder Logistics would be another example. Angie serves on our Chamber Foundation board. But both of those businesses would be bringing students to them maybe a couple of days during that particular week where that's the theme, and they would get hands-on training. They would get to walk the premises and really learn all of the different opportunities, from bookkeeping, social media, to heavy operator equipment, to whatever the plethora of opportunities are there. They'll talk frankly about pay scales, what kind of experience is needed. And so these students will have an opportunity to sign up for 5 or 6 of the 8 in order to get sort of the Chamber Career Academy accreditation that we're hoping to put forth. So that's a really cool, robust part of it. The fourth part is just that they will now be part of our chamber. We will be creating a young professionals network, and these students will be now part of the chamber and don't have to go into their lives into their 30s still wondering what the heck a Chamber of Commerce is. We're going to make sure they know. So I'm going to back up to what I said was the beefier part of our program, which is the summer camp experience, and kick it over to you, Chris. You brought us out last week, Vanessa and I and Hannah, to talk to tell us what that day looked like and what kinds of things you've talked to the school district about, and how is this idea being received thus far?
Yeah, well, I'm going to stick with the back it up a little bit theme we have going here. So I'll back it up. When I introduced myself, I said Assistant CTE Director, and not everybody might not know exactly what CTE is when it comes to education. So it's CTE is career and technical education. So our teachers that are in CTE, we teach real world curriculum. Like, for example, if you were to walk into our metals class, you would see exactly what would be going on in a fabrication company, or if you are manufacturing, you would think you're at the floor of Boeing. So we have all those classes, video productions, which is good. One of our tiers here of industry specific videos we'll have in partnership with those teachers and have those kids produce the videos because they produce professional videos. So on that day you mentioned, Tara, where you guys did an amazing presentation and really sucked a lot of teachers in, which was great. It was such a great thing to have you there. We have over 90 teachers that teach all sorts of different kind of curriculum across the district in our 3 high schools, and then we have an alternative high school and also an online high school. And so you got a chance to present what a chamber is. You got the chance to present the Chamber Career Academy, and to meet the teachers personally who are teaching our students the exact thing that we're trying to accomplish here, which is with this Career Academy. There's kind of there's a gap, right? We talk about gaps where there's a skills gap, or we were talking before we were on air about students that they're smart. The good thing about it is students are smart. Yep. And they're very entrepreneur minded, and so they like to do gigs. They like side hustles, which is good because we've got a great employability group of youth coming up into the workforce. The other side of that is they figure out other ways to make money so they don't always enter the workforce. Or there's always this push to college. Right. And so what we with this program and everything else that we try to do in CTE is show kids that there's ways to earn a living without having to spend money. In fact, there's ways to earn a living and get paid while you're learning to earn the living in the future. Yeah. It's a high demand, high wage job.
Love it. Love it, love it. And so, go ahead, Vanessa.
Chris just said gap. That made me think of one aspect of that I feel so passionate about with the career mentoring is, there's there is a large amount of these summer camps and trade school camps, and there's also a lot of kids who know that they want to go to college, but there's also a ton of career pathways where you don't need a college education, like a lender, a real estate agent, but they don't have summer camps for those. They don't have trade schools for those. Right. But I know it'd be a huge skill set to have 2 years of mentoring from a real estate agent before you got into real estate. Right. I think that would be just a huge aspect of that mentorship.
Right, and I think you bring up a good point, and this has come up several times with our board. I'm really anxious to see what the data says as far as the industries that will have significant gaps going forward. But I don't want to so laser focused or tunnel vision on just thinking we're talking about skilled labor or heavy equipment operator kind of jobs, because there are so many businesses in our community. We hope to tap into Delano's. So coffee roasting. What a cool industry that could be. We'll figure out again what those gaps are so that we're really being mindful of an alignment of ready students that already know the vernacular and know that that's an option, and then the employers that are putting themselves out in the right way to attract that student.
As an employer, I know for a fact that if someone came to me and they were in a position where they had the Chamber Career Academy certificate.
Right.
And they had already gone through 2 years of mentoring with somebody that maybe I know through the chamber. It would make me take a second look at their resume.
I think you bring up a very valid point, and I think as much as we can continue to communicate that to our chamber members, that this is an arm now of our chamber, and that's something we're skilling up these kids, or playing a role in it, I should say.
Yeah.
Again, that school district partnership is vital. I think that we are not trying to go in blind and just think we have a great idea. I think, we're trying to be good listeners and understand, in what ways is this program going to be a success in your eyes. So I hope that's being communicated to your school district as well.
Oh, this is really so. When I came to the chamber, my idea was I really need the chamber.
Yeah.
But you were like, you really need the school district. That's why
Yeah.
this is really such a great pairing, because we are looking for what you are delivering, and you are looking for what we are delivering.
Yes.
So it's a perfect mix, and going from, speaking of the gaps, right, and the mentoring thing over the last decade of putting together these types of programs where students are entering the workforce and they're doing a work-based learning experience. One of the things, in fact, one of the most glaring things that we have found is the need for mentorship, and the number one reason why that programs don't work out, or students don't complete. The biggest thing is just the completion is the big thing.
Absolutely.
We got to finish and finish strong.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times it is because there isn't that mentorship aspect, where it's just somebody just saying, "Hey, good job," or "Hang in there," or just anything like that. Some positive reinforcement, and somebody to be there that can talk about the industry one-on-one with a student that's not a parent, that's not a teacher, that's somebody from the industry, that the student, they're interested in that industry.
Yep.
So this is a perfect
part.
pairing, and it's perfect timing as we are looking as a CTE department to expand our platforms and resources that aligns exactly with what the chamber is trying to do.
Yep. And
I just see this as a way to solve another gap problem, which is there's this disconnect between industry and education.
Right.
And so this is something that can help bridge that for this community, and it's just great for all of our kids, whether they go to Cascade Christian or Puyallup High School or any other school in the region.
Yeah, no, thanks for recognizing that. So Every Good Foundation has got, another mission, and that is to do some fundraising to be able to put that mission out. And like I said, we, now having a foundation will definitely be able to do some grant writing. I'm excited that on our board, we have our chair currently is Therese Pasquire, former CEO of Sound Family Medicine. We're grateful to have her expertise in helping get this lifted. She also has experience in the grant writing realm, so that's exciting. But we have our first fundraiser that Vanessa has been in charge of and can tell us a little bit about that. That's coming up. I know we replaced it with a Wind Down Wednesday, hoping to capture a lot of our normal chamber audience. So go ahead.
Yeah, of course. So November 15th, it's coming up pretty quickly. It's a Wednesday night. It's going to be at Meridian Cafe right in downtown Puyallup. It's going to be 5 to 8 p.m. The fundraising aspect is we're going to have Scott Houston with Saltwater Sky, and we're going to do a live jukebox, which I've never been a part of, but Tara kind of told me about it, and I think it's a great opportunity for people to be involved. It sounds pretty fun. So he'll be able to kind of pay to play. Pay to play, yeah.
Yeah, what song do you want to hear? Put your $25 up, and that's going to go to the foundation, and then you'll get to hear the song you want. Hey, if you want your song bumped up a notch, pay $50. But also we'll have, I think, my mobile bar. So we'll have a little mobile bar there. We're going to be serving specialty cocktails, and all proceeds from that will go right into the foundation. And I think that's about pretty much all of it. I just hope that I know Saltwater Sky is so popular, and he does an amazing job. He's an amazing entertainer. So I think that there will be probably a pretty good turnout. Yeah, I hope so. Well, hey, our chamber people know how to show up, and I think that there are plenty of people interested. And on that note, that evening is a chance where we will again give the highlights of what our program is trying to accomplish, but we will also be turning back to you for your ideas and in ways you might want to engage, volunteer at events, help with the program, offer your expertise, be a mentor. There's going to be a lot of ways to engage. So if we've piqued your interest enough, I hope we do see you Wednesday, November 15th at Meridian Cafe from 5 to 8. I'll mention, again, our foundation board is building, and I'm so blessed with those that showed up to participate. We have, someone from a nonprofit. We've got small business. We've got large business. We've got a consulting firm. It's really just hitting the marks with school district. So I think we're doing a good job of intentionality of trying to be the voice of a lot of different pieces in our business. So again, come be a part of the excitement here at the Chamber with this new foundation. And thank you so much, Vanessa and Chris, for joining me today on the podcast to talk about this really exciting program we've got.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Very excited about this.
Woohoo! Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, until next time, thank you, and I hope to see you on November 15th. Take care.